Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just got the BH new Zodiac palette, so if you guys want to see how I came up with this eye look today, just keep on watching. So here's the inside. It's so pretty. It's way more beautiful in person than it even is online. Like, I am just so impressed by it. So you get all these shades on the outside are like baked shimmers. The ones in the middle are all mattes, and then this one in the center is actually a highlighter. Let's try out this highlighter. It's not as like sparkly as I thought it would be, because it was like there was like sparkles, like actual like glitter flakes in it. And it could just be the brush I'm using, like I said, but I don't want to use like anything crazy. Oh, you can definitely see it a lot more on that side. It looks nice. It's not too blinding, which it's like a white highlight, so I wouldn't really want it to be blinding. Definitely can see a lot more on your nose there. So there's the highlight. Definitely can see it. It's very buildable and it doesn't like get like streaky, which I really appreciate because it is such a light highlight. A lot of times lighter highlights get streaky, but this one looks really nice, so I'm happy with it. That's awesome. So let's just jump right into the eyeshadow look today. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do first is take this shade right here that doesn't have a name and just put it into my crease. I think next what I'll do is just go into the crease with this shade here, kind of work it into the outer corner, as well as just kind of like right below where I put that first color. These are very pigmented. They're not the easiest to blend out, at least this shade doesn't seem to be the easiest to blend out so far. That first shade was decent, but the blendability of this red shade is a little bit more difficult. So now I think what I want to do next is go back in with that transition shade and kind of use it to blend this out a little bit and kind of dull it down, because it's a lot more pigmented than I expected it to be. So I think that helped a little bit, but next I'm going to go in with this even darker shade right here and kind of work that in the outer corner and bring it into the crease. Sorry. And bring it into the crease a little bit. You definitely do not have to tap into these really hard. Your brush picks up pigment like super easily, so. So now I'm going to go ahead and take Scorpio, and I'm just going to put that like kind of like in the outer corner and into like the third half of the lid there. I'm just gonna go ahead and try using my brush dry to see how well the shimmer works without having to use like setting spray. Okay. I think I might need to spray my brush. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. That's actually packing on pretty well and like being shimmery still without spraying. So now I've got that on both my eyes, just kind of on the outer third of the eye. I'm going to go ahead and take Pisces right here and kind of work that in the center and then into like the corner of my eye, pretty much all the way from like where I stopped there to the center of my eye. I'm going to be using the same brush, but I did clean it off, so. Okay, so this one is not as pigmented and it's not as like rich of a color, so I can see why it's not as pigmented. This one I might have to spray my brush for, but I'll try building it up first. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my brush and then I'll try applying it again. So there is that color. I wish it was a little darker, but it works fine. I'm gonna go ahead and take that Scorpio red shimmer shade and just kind of like blend it in between the two and kind of like work them together. They do look pretty well blended together, but I just want it to be like perfect, so. So then I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade right here called Taurus, the very first half of my lid. I do have to say there is like kind of a lot of fallout with these. If you guys can see, there's like fallout all underneath my cheek. These baked shadows, I kind of figured there would be quite, oh, see, now I just smudged it all. So then I'm going to do my lower lash line here, and I think for that we're going to go ahead and take this shade right here, which was the second shade I used in my crease. Then I'm going to take the deeper shade next to it and just kind of put that like in the outside corners on my lower lash line. So then I'm just going to take a clean blending brush and kind of blend the outer corners, just kind of blend the whole eyeshadow look a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and go back in with that transition shade and just kind of work that into the crease a little bit, just soften up the edges a little bit more. I just want to bring it up a little bit higher too. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and take the highlighter in the center and kind of put that in my inner corners as well as underneath my brow bone. Alright y'all, I'm going to go pop on some mascara and eyeliner and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, there is the finished eye look. So let's just talk about the palette a little bit. I like the wide variety of shades that it includes. I love that it has that highlighter because not only is it a highlighter, but it's a perfect like inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight. It was a little bit like white for me, so I did blend it a little bit, but I think it looks great now. Like it worked great for that. Of course, the palette did have some fallout, but there really wasn't like any kickback, which was great. And I don't mind fallout or kickback for that matter, as long as like the shadows perform well. Like if it doesn't perform well, then I'm just like annoyed that it has so much fallout and kickback because then it's like wasting product, you know what I mean? The mattes I hardly had to dip into and they had so much pigment, like they were so great. And then I used Scorpio, Pisces, and Taurus from the Baked Shimmers, and those all performed very, very well. Even though I sprayed my brush when I was using Pisces and Taurus, I still had like fallout from those Baked Shimmers, so I'm not sure. I thought maybe there wouldn't be as much fallout because I did use a wet brush, but like I said, that really doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers some people, so it's definitely, you know, I need to mention it so you guys know that. Here is kind of what the eyes look like up close. I like the way that it turned out. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below if you like how it turned out. I personally like it. I really enjoyed this palette. It does retail for $19.99 on BH's website, but a lot of times BH is having sales and there's always like discount codes you can find for BH, so a lot of times you can get the palette cheaper no matter what. So I would definitely recommend it to you guys. The mattes are great, the shimmers are great, the highlighter's great. Like it's really, really good, and it's only $19.99, so it performs like a high-end palette. Like it was really, for the most part, really easy to blend. There was only that one shade that I used that was like a little bit patchy, but it, you know, I got it blended out, and it's not like it was that hard to blend out. It was just like, it wasn't as like flawlessly easy to blend as I would prefer, but I mean, I think it still looks good. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video today. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching.